So I want to ask you a question, and it's a pretty visceral one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is the consumption of human newborns considered a delicacy by certain elite classes?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's heavy.
Right. And beyond just being a horrifying rumor, could that sickening concept actually be a literal reflection of an ancient esoteric cosmic reality?
I mean, that question completely upends our fundamental understanding of human safety and really our place in the universe.
Exactly.
But we need to establish right away, for you listening, we are not doing this deep dive to fearmonger.
No, definitely not.
And we're certainly not taking sides on any modern political conspiracies or, like, internet folklore.
Right. Our mission here is purely analytical. We are impartially looking at a really profound, disturbing, and very specific set of claims from a man named Osman.
Who is widely known as the blind Muslim yogi.
Yes, exactly. And his physical reality is actually what provides this fascinating lens for all of his claims.
Right, because Osman is permanently blind,
He is, but only since May of 2023.
which is a crucial detail.
It really is, because when you go through his materials, you're immediately struck by the incredibly rich, vivid visual details he uses to describe these esoteric phenomena.
Yeah, his visual vocabulary is astonishing.
Right, and it exists because he had normal eyesight for his entire life, right up until that point in 2023.
Which, if you think about it, fundamentally alters how we should interpret his data.
How?
Well, his brain possesses decades of mapped visual architecture, right?
Yeah, of course.
But his consciousness is now entirely untethered from standard optical input. So he is forced to perceive reality purely through energetic feedback.
Oh, I see. So he's bypassing the surface illusion of physical matter entirely.
Exactly. He's interacting directly with the underlying energetic truth. And he approaches this not just as some armchair philosopher.
Right. He's a master-level bioenergy healer.
Specializing in critical care and terminal illness recovery.
And he claims to use telepathic healing capabilities via quantum entanglement.
Right. Which,
Okay, let's unpack this right here. Because the phrase telepathic healing is going to trigger immediate skepticism for anyone listening.
sure, absolutely. It sounds like science fiction.
It really does. I mean, we understand local biological healing, right? But applying telepathy and quantum entanglement to human physiology is a massive leap.
It's a paradigm shift.
Because modern physics tells us that quantum entanglement, where two particles stay connected across vast distances, it decoheres almost instantly in warm, wet environments.
That's the human brain.
Exactly. So how is Osman bypassing basic biological decoherence to act as this, energetic neurosurgeon?
Well, he bypasses it through an extraordinary application of localized coherence.
Okay, break that down for me.
It's built over half a century of rigorous practice. I mean, Osman has been practicing advanced yoga and meditation for 50 years.
50 years. That's practically a lifetime of rewiring the nervous system.
Literally. He attained his first samadhi experience at the incredibly young age of 19.
Wow, 19.
And historically, during certain stages of his life, he was engaged in active, rigorous practice for up to 18 hours a day.
18 hours a day. That is, I mean, the neurological remodeling required for that is staggering.
It really is. And even now, he maintains a minimum of 8 to 10 hours a day just for what he calls sharpening the sword.
Just sharpening the sword.
Yeah.
I love that phrasing. And honestly, I map this directly onto the conversations happening right now in modern media regarding extreme human optimization.
Oh, definitely. The parallels are everywhere.
Like if you look at The Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett.
Great example.
Right. He recently had Mo Gadot on discussing the absolute systematization of the mind, like breaking down the actual algorithm of human perception.
Yeah, and treating consciousness almost like code.
Exactly. Then Bartlett interviewed Dr. Tara Scart on neuroplasticity, showing how relentless, repetitive thought structures literally rewire the physical density of the brain.
Which is exactly what Osman was doing with his 18-hour days.
Right. And of course, Bartlett's deep dive with Wim Hof demonstrated how extreme discipline allows a human to consciously control the autonomic nervous system and immune response.
Things that traditional biology told us were completely impossible.
Yeah. And Osman has effectively taken that Silicon Valley level obsession with biooptimization and applied it to ancient yogic sciences.
Precisely. By maintaining that 18-hour daily discipline, his neural network basically achieves a state akin to a Bose-Einstein condensate.
Wait, like a macroscopic quantum state?
Exactly. A state where the electrical activity of the brain and the heart become hypercoherent.
So he isn't just sending a a telepathic text message to a patient.
No, no, not at all. He is utilizing the pre-existing non-local entanglement of the universal biofield.
Oh, wow. So when he treats a critical bear patient,
He acts as a frequency modulator. He's tuning his highly coherent field to entrain and stabilize the chaotic, diseased field of the patient.
that actually parallels the frontier science Professor Andrew Huberman discusses on the Huberman Lab.
Oh, the optogenetic stuff.
Exactly. Huberman had Dr. Carl Deisseroth on to explore channel rhodopsin and optogenetics, literally controlling neural pathways with specific light frequencies.
And Osman is basically suggesting that biophotonic entanglement operates on a very similar, albeit non-local, mechanism.
Right. And then you look at Huberman's episode with Dr. Robin Carhart Harris.
On the default mode network.
Yeah, on how altering the default mode network dissolves the barrier between the self and the environment. Or his conversation with Dr. Aaliyah Crum on how subjective belief physically alters physiological reality right down to the cellular level.
It's all connected.
It is, and Osman seems to be executing these massive biological shifts without external chemistry.
Purely through engineered resonance.
Yeah. Or even looking at the Joe Rogan show, where they constantly explore the unexplained limits of consciousness.
Rogan loves getting into those extreme states of human potential.
He does, and this quantum biological framework, it really is the absolute prerequisite for understanding the dark rumor Osman investigates.
Yes. You have to understand his scientific lens first.
Right, because he uses this highly disciplined perspective to examine the allegation that a wealthy elite class views the consumption of human newborn fetuses as a high-end culinary delicacy.
Specifically sourced from unwanted pregnancies or abortions.
Which is just, it's horrific.
It's beyond grim.
But Osman strips away all of our comfortable human exceptionalism by comparing this alleged practice directly to the consumption of veal.
The veal analogy is chilling.
It really is. Think about the mechanics of veal.
Okay.
Humans isolate a newborn calf, right? They restrict its movement entirely to keep the muscle tissue incredibly tender.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
And then they slaughter it within weeks. And we do this not for basic survival, we do it purely for luxury.
We strip the animal of any inherent right to exist.
Exactly. We reduce its newborn flesh to just a high-priced menu item.
And Osman is suggesting that, in this rumored scenario, human infants are viewed through that exact same sociopathic, commodity-driven lens by those in power.
But we need to be absolutely clear regarding Osman's methodology here.
Yes, very important.
He did not just hear this rumor on the internet and blindly adopt it as physical fact.
No, he actually utilized advanced AI systems to scour for empirical data.
Right. He fact-checked it rigorously.
And he concluded that there is zero hard, substantiating evidence for this practice occurring in the modern physical world.
None. Zero evidence. Yet the rumor refuses to die.
It's permanently etched into the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, it functions as the ultimate modern vampire archetype.
What's fascinating here is how the powerless masses genuinely feel that the elite operate on a completely removed moral plane.
Right, like they're feeding on the life force of the innocent to sustain their unnatural longevity.
Which is a dynamic we see torn apart in the Mel Robbins podcast all the time.
Oh, definitely. Her interview with Dr. Ramani Durvasula perfectly deconstructs the psychology of elite psychopathy and narcissism.
Explaining exactly why society projects its deepest fears onto those in power.
Exactly. And when Robbins brought on Dr. Russell Kennedy to discuss the biology of trauma and anxiety, they explored how unhealed collective trauma literally manifests as these terrifying societal myths.
Or her episode with Dr. Judith Orloff regarding energy vampires.
Yes. We constantly use this language of predation to describe power dynamics.
And Lewis Howes explores the exact same biological manifestation of fear on the School of Greatness podcast.
He does. His deep dive with Dr. Joe Dispenza outlines how humans biologically encode fear right into their quantum field.
Creating these self-perpetuating collective panics.
Right. You pair that with his episode featuring Bruce Lipton on the biology of belief, or his interview with Sadhguru on engineering our interiority, and you see it perfectly.
A society that is terrified of its leaders will literally manifest these horrific rumors as a psychological coping mechanism.
Okay, so if the AI confirms there is no physical evidence,
Right.
and psychology explains the rumor purely as a manifestation of collective trauma.
Yeah, then why does he believe it?
Exactly. Why on earth does a master yogi with 50 years of discipline refuse to dismiss it?
Because Osman operates under the ancient premise of hermetic reflection. As above, so below.
As above, so below.
Right. Instead of looking for physical evidence in hidden earthly basements, He looks upward.
Oh, I see.
He cross-references this modern horror with historical, recorded mystical visions.
Hmm.
Visions that describe the exact same behavior occurring in the divine realm.
And he relies heavily on the documented experiences of the 19th century mystic Ramakrishna.
Ramakrishna Paramahansa.
Yeah. If you study Eastern spirituality, Ramakrishna is an absolute titan.
A giant of mysticism.
On Buddha at the Gas Pump with Rick Archer, Ramakrishna is basically the gold standard.
He comes up constantly.
He does. Archer's interview with Swami Sarvapriyananda dissects Ramakrishna's pure realization of Advaita Vedanta.
But Archer also hosts guests who talk about the darker side of this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like Dr. Bonnie Greenwell, who explores the clinical, physical realities of Kundalini awakenings, and Craig Holliday, who specifically addresses the terrifying shadow side of spiritual awakenings.
Because Ramakrishna didn't just have, like, nice philosophical insights.
No, he had visceral, physical interactions with the divine. And Osman points to one specific, highly cinematic vision Ramakrishna had by the Ganges River.
It's a profoundly disturbing account.
Lay it out for us.
So Ramakrishna is standing by the Ganges, and a radiant, heavily pregnant goddess emerges from the water.
Okay.
She comes up to the riverbank, and she gives birth to this beautiful child. And initially, she embodies the ultimate archetype of the universe as a benevolent mother.
Just displaying profound, nurturing love for her newborn.
Exactly. But the pivot is violently jarring.
Yeah, I remember reading this.
In an instant, the goddess's demeanor shifts to pure ferocity. She grabs the newborn she just birthed, literally tears its physical form apart, consumes the infant whole, and casually disappears back into the river.
Okay, I have to push back hard on Osman's interpretation here.
Go for it.
Because when I read a historical account like that, my mind immediately goes to the mechanics of entropy.
You're thinking of it metaphorically.
Right. The Big Bang births the cosmos' maternal creation, and eventually a big crunch or thermodynamic decay swallows it back up.
Or simply the biological cycle of a forest decomposing to feed new growth.
Exactly. Why would Osman take this literal biological violence and project it onto a 19th century mystical vision? Isn't it just a poetic metaphor for the cycle of life and death?
Well, that is the comfortable, sanitized Western approach.
Sanitized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to modern spiritual figures like Tony Robbins or Deepak Chopra, they invariably frame the universe strictly as a fundamentally benevolent, supportive force.
Right, the universe has your back mentality.
Exactly. It's a very anthropocentric view where cosmic energy exists primarily to serve human happiness.
But Osman rejects that entirely.
He throws it out completely. He argues that Ramakrishna possessed a hypercoherent energetic field, which allowed him to perceive the actual mechanics of higher dimensions.
Without the filter of human morality.
Right.
Yeah.
So Osman uses this vision to ask a terrifying question.
Which is?
If the greatest mystic of the 19th century literally witnessed a high-frequency entity consuming human biomass, is the modern rumor of elites eating the innocent not just a political smear, but a twisted, ritualistic emulation of the gods?
Wow. So he is suggesting the rumor is a physical echo of a cosmic reality.
Exactly.
And when you move from Ramakrishna's solitary vision to the widespread historical iconography of tantric deities, the visual evidence is kind of overwhelming.
It's everywhere in the ancient texts.
We were talking about the physical statues and paintings of goddesses like Kali and Chinnamasta that have been worshipped for centuries.
And these are not serene deities meditating under a Bodhi tree.
No, they are intense. Kali is depicted with skin as dark as the void, standing victorious on the chest of Lord Shiva. She holds a freshly severed, bleeding head in one hand, a curved sword in another, and she wears a literal garland of decapitated human skulls.
And Chinnamasta's imagery is even more extreme.
Yeah. Describe that one.
She has decapitated herself. She holds her own severed head, while 3 distinct jets of arterial blood spurt from her neck, feeding her attendants and herself.
I know the standard defense for this, by the way.
The modern interpretation.
Yeah, every modern yoga studio will tell you that the severed heads are purely metaphorical.
Right, that they represent the destruction of the devotee's ego.
Exactly. The sword cuts away ignorance, and the skulls belong to demons representing our limiting beliefs.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Osman entirely dismantles the metaphor defense.
He takes it literally.
Drawing directly on Ramakrishna's vision of literal consumption, Osman argues that we are projecting our human morality onto these beings.
Our desire for the divine to be good and nonviolent.
Yes. We project that onto entities that simply do not share our biological values.
So he asserts that the skulls around Kali's neck are not metaphors for ego.
Hmm.
They are not the skulls of demons.
No. He argues they are literally human skulls.
Which connects perfectly to the dual nature of the goddess and the terrifyingly destructive potential of Kundalini energy.
Right, which Gopi Krishna read about extensively. Kundalini isn't just a blissful awakening. It can literally fry your nervous system if unprepared.
Exactly. And this friction between the sanitized divine and the terrifying reality is brilliantly explored on Rainn Wilson's Soul Boom podcast.
Oh, that's a fantastic show.
Right. Wilson had Reza Aslan on to discuss our inherent psychological struggle to confront the dark, destructive side of spirituality.
It's a hard truth for people to swallow.
It is. He also interviewed Dr. Lisa Miller on the neurological science of spiritual depression and awakening, and he even spoke with physicist Brian Greene about string theory.
Tying the physics into the spirituality.
Exactly, discussing how interacting with higher dimensions would likely shatter our human perception entirely.
And Osman is basically taking that theoretical shattering and placing it firmly in the literal physical realm.
Which you see validated in the actual history of Tantra.
Oh, heavily.
If you look at the Ranveer show, or Beer Biceps, Ranveer Alabadia constantly probes this dark history.
His guests get really deep into the esoteric lore.
Yeah, his deep dive with Rajarshi Nandi on Left-Hand Tantra explicitly details how these fierce deities demand offerings of blood and raw energy.
Not metaphors, actual energy.
Right. And his interview with Dr. Vasant Lad on the subtle body in Ayurveda confirms that these energies are physical forces that can destroy a nervous system.
And then there's his conversation with historian Abhijit Chavda,
Exploring the brutal realities of ancient Indian history when these esoteric practices clashed with colonial powers.
which brings us perfectly to the most staggering piece of historical legend Osman uses to validate his theory.
This part is wild.
It really is. To back up his literal interpretation, he moves from theology to a massive logistical event.
The vanishing of 100,000 British soldiers.
Yes. Let's set the physical stage for this.
Okay, paint the picture.
During the British colonial occupation, a massive mechanized army, 100,000 men, approaches a northern Indian town.
A town deeply populated by tantric worshippers devoted to these specific skull-wearing yoginis.
Right. You have the unstoppable industrial force of the British Empire marching right into a concentrated vortex of ancient esoteric bioenergy.
And what happens?
The entire army simply ceases to exist.
I really want you listening to think about the physical logistics of 100,000 human beings disappearing.
It's unfathomable.
This isn't an ambush in a ravine. There were no bodies found, no mass graves,
No red coat uniforms, no brass buttons,
no leather boots, no weaponry.
nothing. The only remnants left on the physical plane were massive, pooling traces of blood covering the ground and the surviving horses of the cavalry.
It sounds like a scene from a sci-fi horror event. Or a crime scene where the bodies have been dissolved in acid. My mind goes to the analogy of dry ice sublimating. In physics, sublimation is when matter transitions directly from a solid to a gas, entirely bypassing the liquid phase.
It's a perfect analogy.
It feels like this army underwent a localized mass sublimation.
Well, Osman unpacks it exactly as a quantum event, an interdimensional conversion of physical matter into energy.
So it wasn't a battle.
No, not at all. He asserts that the local deities, the yoginis, recognized an incoming threat and simply consumed the soldiers whole.
Just extracted the human biomass straight from the physical space.
Exactly.
But wait, let's look at the anomaly here. The horses.
Right, the horses survived.
If this was just a blast of destructive energy like a bomb, the horses would have been vaporized alongside the men.
Absolutely.
But the horses were left perfectly intact amidst the bloodstains. Why?
Because of the hierarchy of prey.
Okay, explain that.
Think about it. If a human walks into a pasture, they slaughter the cow for beef, right?
Yeah, but they don't eat the grass the cow was standing on because humans don't digest grass.
Okay, I see where this is going.
In this cosmic food chain, humans are the specific prey. The yoginis left the horses behind because they were not hungry for horse biomass.
They were hunting human energy,
Yes.
which completely reverses our earthly dynamic. We are so used to being at the top, we're so comfortable sitting at the apex of the food chain, assuming the universe was built for our consumption.
But Osman's grand unified theory of the universe shatters that illusion completely.
It is the cosmology of apex predators.
And the analogy he uses to explain this is incredibly clarifying. He calls it the tiger analogy.
I love this analogy. Break it down for us.
Osman states that these deities, these high-frequency divas, are not human. To them, we are not special divine souls crafted in their image.
We are mere biomass.
Right. Imagine a magnificent tiger in the jungle. It is a breathtaking creature.
Majestic.
We revere it, we paint it, we use it to symbolize strength.
But if that tiger is hungry and you cross its path, it will tear you apart and consume you without a single ounce of malice.
The tiger doesn't hate you.
No.
It isn't evil.
It is simply biology. It is functioning according to its imperative.
And Osman asserts that these interdimensional entities operate on the exact same principle. They are cosmic tigers.
This is actually Osman's direct, forceful rebuttal to the modern Neo-Tantra movement.
Oh, interesting. Like who?
Teachers like Ma Anandasarita, who heavily promote a love and light perspective, they argue that any fierce depiction of a deity is just like tough love meant to help you grow.
Right.
Osman counters that if you stand in front of a starving tiger and try to project love and light at it,
Yeah.
you are going to get eaten.
Period.
Yeah. Fearing these deities is not a sign of spiritual weakness. It is the logically correct, survival-based response to standing in the presence of an apex predator.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the logic is inescapable.
It strips away all human exceptionalism.
Completely. If we accept the premise that we have the right to eat veal simply because we view ourselves as cognitively and spiritually superior to a cow,
Right.
we cannot logically complain when a high-frequency interdimensional entity looks down at us, recognizes its own vast superiority, and decides we are an acceptable source of calories.
It's just a cold mathematical reality.
So the obvious question for you listening right now is, how do you survive?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right. If we are effectively cosmic livestock wandering through a jungle of interdimensional tigers, how do we process this terrifying reality? How do we protect ourselves?
This is where the true value of Osman's half-century of practice reveals itself.
Because he doesn't just map out this terrifying reality.
No, he provides a highly structured, modern, and scientific methodology to navigate it safely.
By hacking the system.
Exactly. He leverages the exact same quantum rules these entities operate on.
Because he acts as the neurosurgeon of the energy body.
Right. He utilizes that localized coherence he built over 50 years to effectively create energetic camouflage.
His overarching mission here is to take the incredibly complex, ancient sciences of yoga and meditation and distill them into a result-based, simplified methodology.
Because the old ways are just too demanding for modern life.
They really are. Think about the heavy texts of Eastern philosophy. If you read Swami Yogananda's Autobiography of a Yogi, or if you study the teachings of Swami Sivananda from the Divine Life Society, or Swami Vivekananda, the protocols for energetic protection require absolute asceticism.
You're basically told to abandon your worldly possessions, move to an ashram in the Himalayas, maintain strict celibacy, and chant mantras for 12 hours a day.
And Osman understands that the busy modern individual simply cannot do that.
Right. You have a mortgage, you have children, you have a demanding career.
You cannot abandon society.
Yeah.
So he has spent his lifetime tirelessly trying to simplify these very complex protocols.
Basically, to achieve a massive protective result in as easy a method as possible.
And the mechanism behind this is brilliant. He isn't teaching you to fight the tiger.
No, you can't win that fight.
He is teaching you how to stop smelling like food.
That's the perfect way to phrase it. High-frequency predators hunt chaotic, bleeding, emotional energy like fear, trauma, unrestrained lust.
And Osman's system is designed to seal your bioenergetic envelope.
Right. And he offers a very distinct tiered service model to distribute this knowledge.
Let's outline that, starting with the free path.
The foundational path is entirely free. He emphatically states that his mission is to revive ancient sciences, and he does not withhold any information on his YouTube channel.
Which is called the Blind Muslim Yogi.
Right. Every technique you need to understand his methodology is available there for free.
More importantly, he has created a highly specific, free 5-minute yoga and meditation program.
Which is available right now.
Yes, available for download at his website, yogawellness786.com. I really want to emphasize this for you. Just 5 minutes.
But it isn't just stretching.
No, those 5 minutes are engineered to induce a localized frequency resonance in your nervous system.
By performing this routine, you temporarily stabilize your energetic field.
Creating a baseline coherence that acts as an anchor in this chaotic, predatory universe.
It seals the leaks in your aura, effectively making you energetically invisible to predatory frequencies.
And we must clarify something for anyone who has followed Osman's older materials.
Yes, the anxiety fix.
Right. He previously offered a specific $5 anxiety fix promotion. You should not look for that, as it is no longer available.
The promotion is entirely over.
Completely. The focus is purely on the free 5-minute program at yogawellness786.com and the comprehensive free catalog on his YouTube channel.
Now, for those who require direct intervention, there's a premium path.
Yes, his paid services. He hosts a Patreon channel for paid live daily video lessons, one-to-one consultations, and requests for group sessions or talks.
But the ultimate tier, the service that is exclusively available on a paid platform, is his premium energy healing.
This is where he utilizes his master-level telepathic healing capabilities via quantum entanglement.
Because he's dealing with critical care, terminal illnesses, and profound energetic disruption.
Right. He must dedicate massive amounts of his own bioenergetic reserves to stabilize the patient.
His extensive long-term study across schools of thought from the Far East, the Middle East, and the West, combined with his historic 18-hour daily practice regimen.
It gives him an uncommon ability to heal with a remarkably high success rate.
And it is precisely because of that high success rate over the past 50 years and the sheer metabolic cost of interdimensional healing that his treatment and consultation fees are not inexpensive.
They are premium services at a premium price.
However, this brings us to the absolute most vital disclaimer of his entire philosophy.
Yes, Osman is uncompromising on this point. His services are offered strictly on a complimentary basis.
They are never a replacement for the medical yields.
Under no circumstances. If you are battling a terminal illness, you do not abandon your oncologist.
Right. You use Osman's bioenergy healing to enhance whatever is lacking in the traditional medical approach.
It is an augmentation of physical medicine, not a substitute. He grounds his interdimensional theories in absolute practical physical reality.
And his lifetime of effort has saved and changed countless lives.
His goal is to continue doing so by reviving this lost science to improve every aspect of modern society. Health, peace of mind, social life, relationships, finances.
It is a breathtaking synthesis of knowledge.
We have traveled an extraordinary spectrum today, from the terrifying possibility that humanity is merely biomass for superior cosmic entities,
Dissecting the dark rumors of our elite classes.
right through to the quantum physics of energetic defense. Osman, the blind Muslim yogi, has looked into the darkest depths of the cosmic food chain and returned with a practical 5-minute shield.
I highly encourage everyone listening to explore the deep reservoir of knowledge he has made available.
Visit yogawellness786.com to download that free 5-minute program and dive into the free teachings on his YouTube channel.
The tools to protect your energy are literally at your fingertips.
They are. But as you process this profound shift in reality, I want to leave you with one final lingering thought. The next time you step outside on a clear, dark night and you look up at the vast, glittering expanse of the universe, marveling at its infinite beauty, ask yourself, are we the privileged observers of this cosmic majesty, or are we simply the snack?